Hey, good evening. Natalie here to share with you today's rune of the day. And today's rune is Rado. Just a reminder that when I do this, the intention that I set out there is to find out what kind of message can we use in our lives on a day-to-day that can help us live a more fulfilling, grateful life. Okay, so today's message is Rado, and Rado has to do with journey, travel, changes in our lives, and it could also, in particular, I'm going to say a spiritual change in our lives. Okay, sometimes it could speak to a disruption and a flow in our day. And that is usually something that we need to take a moment to reflect on, because sometimes when we look at stuff blocking in our lives and we resist that block, we're like, nah, this is what I want to do. This is how I wanted to do it. And the block is there for a reason. So if you take a moment when those things happen and kind of analyze or process why is that block there, then you'll get the most out of the shifts and circumstances, changes in your life. It doesn't always have to be, this is what I was headed for. It's not happening. Let me break down, quit, get pissed off at the world, that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be that, because if you change how you perceive the flow of your life and realize that you are a spiritual being living a human existence, then you understand everything happening has a purpose, and depending on how you choose to take that purpose on or that circumstance on can always be for the ultimate greater good of your growth and evolution as a human being and as a person, as a soul person. Okay, so all your journeys yield a lesson. What type of lesson? Solely up to you. If you want to make it a pitiful, boring, annoying, depressing lesson where it brings you down and beats you down, that's ultimately a choice. But you can also choose to kind of climb the mountain after you hit your valley and then look at the world from on top and realize there is something else that pause or that disruption in the flow of your day was meant to create or show for you. But what tends to happen is that we get so caught up in what we want it to be, or where we thought, or what we thought it should be, or where we were headed, that we hold on to it. And when we got that pause, it was meant for us to change directions, but we get so caught up, we're resisting for multiple reasons, whether it be because of fear, whether it be because we're in denial that that's not the thing that's lined up for us in our energy flow. Whatever the reason is, handling Rado and the changes it speaks to, the trick to it is really about going with the flow. It's really about recognizing that there's a pause. I mean, acknowledge that you feel a way about the pause, but also try to get to the root of that and intend the lesson always to be about your greater good. So if you started off, when a plan gets disrupted, you had an intention, you intended a particular outcome, right? Keep that outcome, maybe broaden it a little bit more. So I intend to win this goal or achieve this goal, okay? And then all of a sudden it comes to a point where it got disrupted. Well, the goal could simply change to, I intend this to be an outcome for my greater good. So no matter what happens, you're walking a win-win-win situation all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to feel a bit of the bumps along the way. Those bumps are what help you re-navigate. The wind's pushing you a certain direction. Go with it for a moment, but look from the eyes of someone who's looking for the proof that this is the right direction. Or maybe it's just you got paused and disrupted because there's something you need to observe, something you need to bring to your awareness so that you can evolve properly in the path that you want to go into. So once again, it does require some reflection for you to be able to make a sound decision about it. But the easiest process, especially when the shit's hitting the fan, excuse my terminology, is to just observe it for a minute. Step back. Stop resisting it and try to see why and where this is going a little bit. I'm not telling you drop off a cliff in the process. Put yourself in a safe place, recognize that's what's happening, and then reflect on it. Observe it. See how it pans out. Okay? Because sometimes us interfering with things in our fear and anxiety is what causes the problem to get worse. So when you see it's not going the way you thought it should or the way you wanted it to go, step back and watch how it flows instead. Okay, so it'll be an easier time because then you're not resisting and fighting the entire way. So that's part one of this message for you. The second part, as I mentioned before, is everything has a lesson in it. Depends on how you choose to take it. I choose to kind of take my bumps and grinds and scrapes and bruises in a positive way. Okay, I know my personality, so I know I'm a school of hard knocks girl. You think I learned to stop doing that, but no, I'm still a school of hard knocks. There's some things I'm gonna always, unfortunately, bang my head on the wall before I get the message. Hopefully that'll change in time, but for now it is what it is. And the third part is, here's a trick that I wanted to share with you. If you find yourself getting caught up where you're pushing and you're resisting something that is unfolding in a way that you didn't want, try this trick to bring you back in the now. Because half the time when we get stuck in how we want it to be is because our head's in the future. It's not in the now. It's not taking in the present moment for what it is. Because if we could take in the present moment, then we'll make decisions based on what's in front of us. Now, that doesn't mean we're still not going to get to the destination we wanted. Maybe that obstacle that's happening is exactly that, for exactly that reason, to help us get to the destination we want. So try this trick. I call it the color focus trick. It's a color in the room or any color, and then look for the items in the room that correspond to that color. And do that until you feel your angst go away. Do that until you feel yourself present in the moment, which could take anywhere from 20 seconds to about a minute of committed time into this. And once you're done and you're present in the moment, then look at your situation and see if you cannot see the value in it here and now. And so the same way we intend bad things in our life, we tend to think, oh, you see, of course that's what is going to happen. Nothing good happens to me. When you do that kind of stuff, try doing the other way. Intend good things in your life. So whether you get tripped up, whether something gets blocked, whether something gets stopped, intend it to be for your greater good. And that will also open up the pathways for you seeing things that way. All right. On that note, have a blessed night. Love and light coming your way. See you tomorrow for tomorrow's Rune of the Day. Bye.